Welcome back to Expose Under the Sun. I'm your host, Valerie Lockhart. I'm joined in the studio by a familiar face at WHPR, Mr. or Brother Hodo. And he had the privilege of going to a special meeting last night, and we're going to talk about that because we have a lot of people that's throwing their hats in the ring to run for mayor for the city of Detroit next year, including an Asian man, which we're going to have on our show in a few weeks as well. His name is Roy Chan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he said he has connections in China, and he already has our water department sold for $30 billion. It's either $30 billion or $300 billion. Yeah, he's already planning on selling
the water department.
The water department if he gets elected mayor. And
can I come on with you today that you have him on? That he wants to sell the water department.
Exactly. That's one of the things. His main priority. He's moved from Bloomfield Hills to the city of Detroit, so he'll qualify for the residency.
You see, they need to change that in the charter and make sure that you live here at least 5 years. 5 years, because you can't get no real feel for the city in a year. And then that way we know for sure if they legitimately want to be here, because if they don't stick it out 5 years here.
Well, he's already complaining. It hasn't even been a year.
But that's my point. He needs to be here 5 years.
Yeah, but we're going to have him on the show in upcoming weeks. But we just want to give you a heads up that of who's throwing their hats, in the ring to run for mayor for the city of Detroit. And from what I understand, there was I guess it was a top secret meeting last night.
Well, this was Monday, actually. I wasn't invited, though.
Okay, well,
I wasn't invited, but I did show up.
You crashed it. Okay.
I crashed so hard, but it was a forum at the Sacred Heart Activities building over there at 3451 Rivard, next to the church in the Eastern Market.
Oh, wow. So it was close to me, and I didn't know about it.
You see? And it was a forum on how to run for office in Detroit.
And who was it given by?
Tom Barrow was hosting it, but, it also, two of the main speakers were Lamar Lemons and Steve Hood. Now, about a month ago, the both of them were on
Dr. Telford's
Dr.
show.
John Telford, the interim school board superintendent's program. Steve Hood he admitted to it, and he apologized for saying that Telford called the children
monkeys or something.
No,
wild
animals.
Okay.
Because Telford made a statement that the school was becoming a wasteland. And so then Steve Hood took it upon himself to say, well, what else is in the wasteland and the animals, and
impersonation.
And then, well, Mr. Telford, I did say it. But, anyway, that's some of y'all friend. I just don't fake the funk. But anyway, so also school board president Lamar Lemons was on that particular show with him, and they had like a little row going on. Like Lamar was really upset with, Mr. Hood, and they argued back and forth, and Hood sat
That was on Telford's show.
On Telford's show.
Okay.
But at this particular forum,
politics
makes the strangest of bedfellows, and they were pretty buddy-buddy.
Oh, wow. So a complete turnaround.
Literally friendly. And, and it looked like Telford was actually the one being played, by the way it looked the other night.
Oh, wow. I wonder if he know that.
I don't think so. I hadn't had an opportunity to tell him. I will be telling him, though. And
he may be watching.
We hope so. But that particular night, they had the forum going on how to become a politician, basically politician 101.
Okay.
And they had a guy who is a campaign manager from California on Skype. I mean, this was real high-tech type thing. Had, again, and I got to give props to Tom Barrow because they did get some very good information.
Okay.
But Steve Hood pumped his show and let him know how much his prices were. And,
okay, absolutely.
And that he was a very good political consultant, that he got 10 of his 13 clients that he had that ran in this just prior election, 10 of his 13 got in.
Did he say who those clients
were?
No,
he wouldn't say who they were.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, just think about who got in and how many of them were really good for
got in and where at? For what office? A state representative or what?
Well, the thing is, this last election that just happened in August.
Okay.
So
for the primary.
For the primary. So 10 of 13 got in, so he had pretty good bragging rights, and he talked about how many people he had gotten in and all of this stuff. But the thing that stuck with me the most, and the question that I brought up when they started the question and answer session, was the guy from California. The question was, how do you get financing to run for city council, mayor, that kind of thing? The answer was, well, first you go get the money from those who have been already financing city council for years.
Oh, and who are those people?
Okay, that's not important. That's not the important part. The important part is that, as I've been saying on the air, it proved exactly what I've been saying on the air for years, and that is, regardless of who you get on city council, you get different faces, but if they're being financed by the same people,
person, right,
you keep getting the same outcome. They proved that.
Well, they
verbatim.
pretty much said it. Right.
They said it exactly, but not in that way. I brought that to the table. Now, also, Lamar Lemons did his spiel dealing with slates. Now, this is a very...
Well, I know they paid to get on those slates.
No, I'm going to give you some history lesson about the slates in Detroit. See, now, we all know that the first black slate was the black slate. Now, what we didn't know is that all these other slates, except for the one that Wendell Anthony has, all of those who have these separate slates now, all were once a part of the black slate.
Oh, really?
So basically, you got the same, again, the
so
usual.
They just cut off divided into other.
And was able to get more money. Each individual
okay.
learned how to be, you paying anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to get on these slates. I mean, excuse me, $15,000 to $3,000 to be on these slates.
Wow.
And one thing that Tom Barrow said, and again, I gave him applause when nobody else applauded, and that was, he said, but I wasn't on any of these slates. So that means he didn't pay to play.
That's right. Okay.
And so I was like this. and the people was looking at me like, you shut up.
Right.
Because they wasn't getting it.
They tried to scrape up their money to
They
get
were
on
not
it.
getting it, right? So then, after this was all said and done, I asked them, literally, I said, you had the gentleman on the phone that said, you go back to the same ones, and I went through the spiel. So that's why we've been getting the same usual suspects. Where else can we get money from besides the ones who have been paying these people all the time? And then, because I said it was the usual suspects, Lamar Lemons, that's not true, that's not true. You are one of the usual suspects. Of course you're going to say it's not true. Mr. ran your father and son in the same race so nobody knew who was running. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I guess it didn't work for the Wayne County Commissioner this time.
Well, but the point is, we see this, so that's how part of my Monday went.
Wow. Let's take a call. We had quite a few callers waiting. Caller, you're on the air. What is your question or comment?
Caller, you on the air. Go ahead. Caller.
Hi.
Hey, are you going to talk about what we talking about, Stevie?
No, I'm going to talk about Halloween through the coming up.
Hold on, Stevie.
Okay, well, thank
wait,
you.
Wait a minute, Stevie. Hold on. Now, I'm going to be truthful with you, Stevie. Now, I know what you be doing, and you mean well, Stevie. But, Stevie, you're going to have to start watching and listening to the programs and not just call in and say what you want to say, okay?
I want to say.
And you're going to have to start commenting on what the talk show hosts comment on or what they're talking about, okay? Okay? Because nobody's talking about Halloween.
Thank you, Stevie.
All right.
Caller, you're on the air. What is your question or comment?
Good evening. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes. AE ex-Deputy Chief, Fire Chief Amos. That's one of the culprits of this new black slate that you're speaking of.
No, this was not. I'm not talking about the new black slate. I'm talking about all of the black slates that are already here. The Community Coalition, the Black Slate, the East Side Slate. Those were the names that were mentioned, and the one that and the Fannie Lou Hamer slate. All of these folks who, many folks in the community have looked to guide them, but they all always pick the same people.
But there are many others other than those.
Well, I'm saying, but those are the main ones that black people in the city of Detroit have leaned on.
Are they all pushing the same candidates?
Always.
So they all pushing Lisa House for mayor?
I'm not talking about right now. The slate is not out right now. I'm talking about.
I thought you said the election had just passed.
You got two. You heard a conversation, but you are talking about two separate items.
Okay,
I'm talking about
Steve Hood.
Well, Steve Hood was saying that
he was talking about.
he was
saying that 13 out of his 13, 10 of the candidates that he was behind won.
And that was his last.
Lisa House wasn't one of his candidates.
Lisa House didn't run for mayor yet.
Oh, okay.
The mayor election isn't until next year, bruh.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, thank you for your call.